Good afternoon. My name is Greg Hickox, and I'm the president of the Osceola Chamber of Commerce. And today we've invited those who have stepped forward to run for this year's election for the Village of Osceola. As a reminder to folks, the polls will open at 7 a.m. on April 2nd, Tuesday, and close at 8 p.m. And this year, for the first year, the ballots will be cast at the new Discovery Center. The Osceola Chamber of Commerce represents over 150 businesses and over 200 employees from the Osceola area. Our interests are mainly about creating an environment where businesses can grow and thrive. And as a Main Street community, we believe it is important to preserve the character of our small town as well as the quality of life we experience here. The questions I'm about to ask are naturally focused on business and a thriving and vibrant downtown as well as an industrial park. Today we have Jeromy Buberl with us, who is running for village president. So,
Correct.
Jeromy, welcome.
Well, nice to see you.
Thanks for coming today.
Thank you.
And so we just have a few questions I'd like to ask you,
Yeah.
and just for the benefit of the folks that will view this on Facebook.
Absolutely.
Great. So, Jeromy, what are your favorite places to spend time in Osceola?
So I was thinking about this, and if you talked to me at all in the past 2 weeks, it's clearly a golf course. I just took up golfing last year. I wish I would have started way earlier, but if I wasn't working or doing village business or sleeping, I was basically there. So just being outside,
Yeah.
I think everyone can relate after the last February here we've had here. One thing, just walking up and down Main Street, the trails. One nice thing about living in Osceola is everything's pretty much walkable, bikeable, short drive.
Sure.
It kind of reminds me of growing up in Stillwater when I was little. So we had, grocery store things. So just being outside. I mean, I pretty much like everywhere, especially if there's food.
Right.
But yeah, right now you could probably find me on a golf course.
Wonderful.
So
Good to know. What would you do to strengthen or grow our downtown as it has the healthy and thriving heart of our community?
So one nice thing about our downtown is pretty much full right now. I don't think have any open fronts. We might, if we do, it's one, very limited. So one thing I'd like to do is just work with those business owners and see what their issues are, what their needs are, and try to help them grow. If we grow, we get more employees, we get people living in town, we get people spending money in town, which is good for everybody. So see what their needs are, try to get maybe some more events in town, with the train and our couple events every year, we get a lot of people, a lot of foot traffic. And it's a nice little strip to go up and down for shopping, and we have a ton of stores. So those things, promote shop locally. I know there's a lot of people that don't know everything we have in town, and a lot of things you can get right here. And then on top of that, just including the industrial park, another heart basically to our community. Tons of employees, a lot of people that live here, a lot of people that spend money here daily. Lunch, dinner. So just work with them as well. Try to see what they'd like to see in town, and try to just, like I said, grow our local businesses.
Okay.
Should be great.
Thank you. What are your plans for involving residents and business owners in planning for the future of our community?
So that's a kind of a big one for me. When I got on the village board last year, I wasn't very involved at all before that, and it was kind of, I'd sit at home and complain about issues, and my wife kind of said, why don't you do something? I'm like, yeah, it's kind of a good idea. All right, so I went and got on the board. Learned so much being there. It's kind of overwhelming at times, like the amount of stuff going on in this small little town. Sorry, village, I can't say town. But one thing I want to do is get more people to the meetings. That would be residents and business owners. One, because that's the place to voice any concerns or issues you have, and then we can direct you to the appropriate committee or commission or group that can get the ball rolling with whatever the issue might be. I'll be honest, right now, it's rare to see anyone at these meetings. So one of my goals is to get more people involved. Another reason I got on the village board now is I wanted to see people like me. I have two little kids. I wanted that kind of perspective. And a lot of people I know in this stage of life don't have the time. But if you go, make just a little time, make a big difference. So hopefully just more involvement and getting people to the meetings.
Sure. Great. Thanks. If elected, what 3 steps would you take to make our community more friendly and welcoming for businesses?
So this question, oddly enough, made me think a lot of Vanilla Ice, which I know sounds real odd, but bear with me.
Okay.
So I want to get conversation started, and just a little more collaboration, from the board level to the department head level to the chamber level to the, like I said, just business level. And so I was thinking I want to basically listen, learn, and collaborate.
Got it.
Which then made me think of stop, collaborate, and listen.
There you go.
Ice, ice, baby.
Yep.
Anyway,
Yep.
so one thing, I say one thing quite a bit. We're pretty friendly and welcoming as it is, which I think you can tell just by walking around town. Everyone is so nice.
Right.
So I think if we do those things, listening, a big one. I just want people to feel free to speak and actually listen to what they're saying, and then work together.
Okay.
Find some compromise where we need to.
Right.
Again, help grow the current businesses here.
You bet.
And I think when people see if we're growing all of our local businesses, they're going to want to come here with theirs.
Yeah. Great. Thank you. How can the village work more closely with civic and business leaders to address the challenges in the community?
I think some of the previous answers kind of cover this one as well. One, listening on on everyone's part, board, like just all the way down, and getting people involved. It doesn't like come talk for 5 minutes and then at least a ball will start, and then turn into a bigger ball and hopefully fix whatever the issue might be.
Great.
Plus, a lot of people don't know. I don't know what it's like to run a business on the Strip or up in the industrial park. I'm going to learn so much from anyone coming and talking about the issues they have.
Right.
So,
good.
Again, just involvement, communication, and a willingness to work together.
Right. Great.
Yeah.
Well, wonderful. Thank you very much for taking the time
Yeah, no
this
problem.
afternoon.
Thank you very much.
We greatly appreciate it. And on behalf of the Chamber, again, we're glad you took time out of your busy afternoon to help us out. And just a reminder to folks that the polls will be open on April 2nd from 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. at the Discovery Center. So again, Jeromy, thank you very much and good luck to you.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
You bet.